Our Pentagon is abusing the troops with a countering extremism working group, which in my view is designed to harass, intimidate, and worse, troops who hold the wrong views on public policy issues. And we sued under the Freedom of Information Act the Defense Department about that program. So you have to wonder why, well, I guess you don't have to wonder because you probably know why our whole national security establishment was caught flat-footed and still are trying to get their bearings. I don't even know how it's going to turn out in Afghanistan. And as many have commented, it's because their focus has been on attacking Americans, rhetorically at least. As I said, January 6th was a pretext to go after troops in the military and other innocent American citizens who hold the wrong views in public policy issues that the left thinks ought to be outlawed or should be jailed for. And accordingly, our Pentagon is abusing the troops with a countering extremism working group, which in my view is designed to harass, intimidate, and worse, troops who hold the wrong views on public policy issues. And we sued under the Freedom of Information Act the Defense Department about that program. This is what we asked for. All emails between Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin referencing this countering extremism working group. All emails between the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, concerning countering this countering extremism working group. And all emails of the Vice Chairman, General Hyten, excuse me. Not a lot of emails. They haven't turned them over to us. May of this year, we asked for them. We just had to sue. And as we highlighted during a Senate confirmation hearing, Austin vowed he would purge the U.S. military of racists and extremists. Where was the evidence that the military is full of racists and extremists? And by extremists, he means Trump supporters. Let's be clear. Does he, he would deny that, but that's what I believe he means. All the evidence suggests that's what he means. The job of the Department of Defense is to keep America safe from our enemies, but we can't do that if some of those enemies lie within our own ranks. Again, totalitarianness there, under oath, described there. And on February 3rd, he destroyed military morale, undermined the fighting effectiveness of our force, and abused his authority by ordering a 60-day military stand down to address the, quote, challenge of extremism in the ranks. And you saw the results of that, because folks' response who had to go through that process, talked about how they were pushing anti-Trump agendas, anti-Trump propaganda, suggesting you can't hold certain views on election integrity or race or other matters of public concern. And they specifically would say, well, Black Lives Matter, that's not extremist. We're not allowed to criticize that. And he selected this radical, a real activist, Bishop Garrison. It's his name. It's not his rank it's not an honorific, as senior advisor on human capital and diversity, equity, and inclusion. Equity is communism, by the way. That's a communist word. It's not literally communist in the usual sense of it, but in the political sense, it's communism. This countering extremism working group is a radicalized, racialized vehicle to attack supporters of President Trump and others who espouse conservative views in the military. The same people who I guarantee you are largely trying to defend under outrageous circumstances criminally negligent circumstances, American lies in Afghanistan right now in that crisis. This is Garrison's approach, by the way, to public policy. He tweeted to the Vice President Biden, then President Trump in 2019, silence from our congressional leaders is complicity. He is only going to get worse from here, and his party and its leadership are watching it happen while doing nothing to stop it. Support for him, a racist, is support for all his beliefs. So he called all Trump supporters racist, and he's now the top dog in the Pentagon on race matters. How do you think that's going to turn out? And as I said in our release, the Afghanistan humiliation is further evidence that the Biden Pentagon's obsession with targeting conservatives in the military undermines our national security. Why is the Pentagon leadership hiding records about its ongoing political purge and attack on the First Amendment rights of our troops? Our military is in crisis. It's not just because of the situation in Afghanistan, but it's because of the situation of the politicized leadership in the Pentagon. So Judicial Watch has a lawsuit over the propaganda being taught in West Point. And the Pentagon's in complete cover-up mode on it. If they were so proud of this, why are they hiding the records? They're abusing our troops. They're abusing our young people, our rising leadership in the Army by forcing them to go through these propaganda repackaged Marxist training programs. I mean, and this has been going on for years in the military. One of the things you won't hear from the from the media in describing our fight in Afghanistan was the effort within the military that began during the Bush administration to diminish the role of radical Islamic extremism in the national security terrorist threat to the United States. Why? Because of the politics. It was critical race theory in the national stage. They didn't call it then, but practically speaking, is what it was. Ideas, in the words of famous conservative thinker, have consequences. And with that, I will turn it over to you for the next week. So be active, support Judicial Watch, share this information. No one else has it. The records that we uncover, the analysis that we bring to bear, it's, I would dare say, unique. And demand accountability from your leaders, the members of Congress, local officials, wherever you can. You can see these are both challenges at the state, local, and federal levels.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.